Wow. Is anybody still recovering from what we witnessed last night? Survivor Series, Goldberg defeats Brock Lesnar, and it felt like in a matter of seconds. Yes, I am exaggerating, but it did feel that way. Because I'm still coming to terms with it, and I want to get your views and opinions on this, with also the fact that there is news and rumours going around that Goldberg is going to be staying with the WWE and he is going to be involved in the Royal Rumble. Yes, this is the rumour, and it is purely that because it's being reported on multiple wrestling sites, and you know, not always to take that as gospel, but it is being reported that Goldberg is going to be involved in the Royal Rumble match. So with that being the case, I want to give my view on what I thought of last night and potentially where Goldberg goes going forward. So my initial reaction last night was simply wow, and you know, I marked out at the jackhammer. I mean, I tweeted out a moment before, if Goldberg jackhammers Brock Lesnar, you just got to give Goldberg credit. You got to give that man respect. No matter what the outcome was of that match last night, respect must be given if he can jackhammer him. And he did. And he did it with ease. It was an incredible moment. So I've got respect for Goldberg for doing that. I also kind of wanted Goldberg to win. So when it happened, I would never have anticipated it would happen in that way. And I actually thought Lesnar would win, but I wanted Goldberg to win because I kind of have got tired of the Conqueror. It's got a bit stale. It lost for me its novelty when Lesnar fought Ambrose and it was a nothing match. Then he went off for UFC duty and he kind of struggled in that environment, so it again had a little bit of a dent on him being the Conqueror. Then there was the controversy of him being in the UFC with all the testing, and you know, that was a problem as well. Then he came back and went into a feud with Randy Orton and it became a nothing match. It just didn't work for me, and at that point I kind of thought, I'm bored of the beast incarnate gimmick now. I want something else, and this gives us an opportunity to go down that route, and maybe that's what WWE was looking at. Maybe they thought that this is getting a little bit stale now. We need to freshen it up and we need to look towards somebody that could come in with the credentials to take down the beast. And if you do weigh up credentials, Goldberg is the man to do it. It's much like the streak with Brock Lesnar defeating The Undertaker. Lesnar had those credentials. Goldberg is very much similar to that, because if you look at the jackhammer, I think only one person has kicked out of the jackhammer, and that was Hulk Hogan, and that was done under controversial circumstances. So, you know, that move is held in high regard for putting opponents away, and it did the same with Brock Lesnar last night. He didn't kick out of that. One jackhammer is enough. Yes, two spears as well, I know. But, you know, Goldberg had the arsenal and he had the resume to come in and do exactly what happened last night. But I think everybody underestimated it because everybody looked at his age and thought he was just another feeder for Brock Lesnar. And maybe that was the wrong way for us to interpret it. And you know, now this opens a door to a whole different area for us to go in, a different direction. Because if this hadn't happened last night, you know, today the internet is abuzz about wrestling because of Goldberg's return. But if Brock Lesnar had conquered again last night, would anybody really be talking about it? Would I be making a video right now? Would people be tweeting about it, talking about the WWE? No, probably not. Because that would have been predictable and boring. And, you know, it was expected that Lesnar would win. So I think this is pretty refreshing in a way. And yes, I do agree with some of you out there that say that this should have gone, you know, Lesnar's loss should have gone to someone up and coming. I completely agree with that. But there wasn't too many out there that you could give it to. Perhaps Samoa Joe. I think that would be an absolutely awesome match. Joe versus Lesnar. And, you know, Joe ultimately conquers the Beast. But that's not going to happen now. But you could still do that with Joe and Goldberg. Because, you know, the stakes are even higher now. Because Goldberg is the man. He beat the Beast that conquered The Undertaker. So Goldberg has that now. That level. So, you know, it opens the door. If Joe did come up, that could happen. And with Goldberg going on, and it has been reported that the reason why he was booked so strong was the fact that he had agreed a deal to be involved in the Royal Rumble in San Antonio. So if he's in the Royal Rumble match now, he has to be the odds-on favourite to win the Royal Rumble. If he wins the Royal Rumble, then he'll headline WrestleMania. And good God, what's the internet going to be like then? God, I don't even want to think about it. But that is a possibility. I would expect that someone will stop him and derail him on that course. But he is now built as a monster after the way he was booked last night. So it could be a case that Lesnar gets his own back in the Royal Rumble, eliminates Goldberg. If that happens, it could tee up a third match between the two. Don't really want to see that. There's nothing for Goldberg to prove against Lesnar now. He's beat him, and he beat him in devastating fashion. So I think that you've either got to look towards something new, like I said, with the Joe element. If he came in at the Royal Rumble, eliminated Goldberg, and then at WrestleMania these two had a match, and then you say that Joe wins, potentially you could say that Joe defeated the man that, you know, beat the Conqueror, and it just gives Joe that level. It puts him up there. That's an option, but at the moment everybody's talking about it, and I think that's something many people are missing out on here. WWE have got you all talking. Would you be talking today if Lesnar went over last night? I don't think so. So from my perspective, it was entertaining, it was fun, and full credit to Goldberg for being in the shape that he is, and for him being able to jackhammer the Beast incarnate Brock Lesnar. I do understand where people come from when they say they're upset because of the streak. But, you know, these things happen. So let me know via the comment section below what you thought of last night's Survivor Series. And all that's left to be said is, what do you think he's going to get on at the Rumble? This is Delzinski signing out.